Welcome to my channel, people of YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about the Mega Man X Full Armor Revised Model Kit from Kotobukiya. Let's get right into it. Alright, to start things off here, we're going to talk about the sculpt of the model kit. If you're watching this video, you have played Mega Man X1 most likely. You'll know that the first Armor X never really made an appearance outside of X1 other than in X5, but we don't really talk about that game. So they kind of had to translate it from the X1 artwork over to the X5 art style, and I think they did an excellent job of doing so. Every detail from the X1 artwork of the full armor is here. The yellow rings on his head are perfect. The Buster is perfect. He's got really good proportions. But yeah, we've got the big chonky boots and the feet, which by the way I think are actually bigger than the original X model kit, which is a great detail. It makes him feel more armored up. He's got the signature Mega Man X5 onwards eye design, the big flared shoulders, and yeah, I just think the sculpt is absolutely perfect. Now moving on to articulation. This is literally just the same as the original revised X model kit. You've got your double ball joint at the head, one up top and one on the neck. You've got swing out arms here, which can also rotate up and down and outwards. You've got a upper forearm, double jointed arm, which can go pretty much all the way up so that he can do some pretty good guarding poses like that. Oh, yeah, that's one of the issues with this model kit that we'll get into in the later part of the articulation. You've got a standard ab crunch ball joint at the upper torso, another ball joint that doesn't really do anything in this area, and then drop down legs, which allow his legs to move way more up, and they can move more outwards. Double jointed legs for some cool action jumping poses. And this is what I was talking about earlier. It's the same way with all of the X model kits with this joint, but these PC parts right here just they come out way too much. But once you get it on pretty good, I think it's all right. So yeah, articulation on this figure is very good, except for the problem with the feet joints. Another thing to note when moving the head up and down is the face inserts are a little bit looser than the X model kit. If I move this down, his head, it's not going to pop out. But if you move this one a little bit too much downward because of the way the head is, it just, yeah. So, just something to be careful about when you're posing his head. And now on to scale. This Full Armor X model kit stands at about 5.5 inches, which is standard for the Mega Man Kotobukiya models. And this is him standing right next to X. And this is him standing next to the Mega Man 11 Kotobukiya model kit, which some people would say they don't scale well together, but I think they look just fine together. And this is Full Armor X next to a standard Marvel Legends figure. As you can see, he is a little bit tall, but I'd say that's pretty accurate since X isn't that tall in the games. And now we're going to talk about the accessories. And if you have the original X model kit, the revised version, there is a pretty cool feature that I'm about to show in this section. So I'm going to lay out the accessories and we'll talk about them. And these are all the accessories that the kit comes with. You've got your slightly closed hands, your fully open hands, and then a pair of fists, which I have one of them on X right now, a open screaming face, and a smiling face. And they're both looking forward, which is very nice because the X model kit only came with sideways looking extra faces. And it includes the charge shot effect piece that they've been using since the X model kit, which I'm not actually mad about because if you take off the top bit, it does look like the Hadouken. And I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but if I focus in a little bit, you can see, oh yeah, you can see that there's like a sparkle effect all over it. And then here's a close-up look of the Buster, because it is currently on X. The gem in there kind of shows a little bit of the internals, but you know, that's nothing a little bit of paint wouldn't fix. And as you can see, I've panel lined inside of the Buster a little bit, just to give it a little bit more pop. And this is what the neutral face looks like up close, the screaming face, and the happy face. And here's the special bit about this model kit. If you have the revised versions of both the original X and the Full Armor X, you can actually take off the armor pieces and put them on the original X model kit, which I think is awesome because you can actually do that in the original games. My verdict for this model kit is that it looks pretty freaking good, and it does have a little bit of flaws with the feet articulation in particular. The accessories are pretty good, and I really like the addition of the interchangeable parts with the original X model kit. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next review.